body inside it. Like yourself, like yourself, like yourself. Go. Jump on who you want, wine on who you like. Like yourself, like yourself, like yourself. Jump on who you want, wine on who you like. Like yourself, like yourself, like yourself.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, a warm welcome to you. In today's video, I will be cleaning my couch and I will be talking to you about the new job that I have just started. To get right into it, I am going back into psych. I am done with dialysis. I am done with home care. I am done with tele. I am done with med surg. I am done with PCU. I am done. I am going to psych, and not just any psych. I'm going to a non-profit facility. Now, I hate coming and talking about nursing and my jobs and stuff like that because it always backfires. Because when I was going into dialysis, I was so freaking excited, and then shit just happened and I had to leave. Went into traveling, loved that for a little bit, not because of the job, but because of the places that I went and just the journey on the road and being out there. I loved that part of traveling. But I kind of realized that the stress is not worth my mental health for certain areas in nursing, and that is why I'm going into psych. Psych has its struggles, it has its own problems, but it's not as hassling as working in the hospital and bickering with people to do their jobs. And what I mean by that is the different level of stress. When I'm talking about bickering with people to do their jobs, you are dealing with certain mental health techs that most of the times is dealing with patients in their crisis or doing vitals or doing paperwork, but that's it. I'm not fighting people to help with putting on a telemonitor. I'm not fighting with people to do an EKG. I'm not fighting with lab to just draw the labs because I can't get to draw the labs because they are short staff and all of those things. It's like there's two different levels of stress that comes on to dealing with on the floor at bedside in the medical side, and then on the floor with dealing with psychiatric patients. I love talking to people. I love hearing their stories and understanding that, they are going through something right now, and there is something I can do to assist by even just giving them a smile, being kind, understanding, making sure that they get their medications on time, ensuring that they are safe. Like, that's something that brings a light in me, and I feel like this is what I want to do right now and kind of transition away from the medical side. That's the beauty about nursing. There is so many different areas that you can go into. You will find your niche. To all my new nurses, you will find your niche. It takes time. And even if nursing is not for you and you need to go back to school and get your NP, get your NP, girl. Do what you got to do and do what makes you happy, because you only have one life, and don't let the stressors of life or let the stressors of the floor or managers, supervisors, nursing bullies, don't let them get to you. Just try to set your goals. As I said in the start of this video, try to set your goals and put them in motion. And when you have achieved what you needed to achieve in that space or that place that you're at, and you see where you have outgrown it, move on. Makes no sense to become stuck, sad, bitter, depressed. I can tell you about it because I've been through it. I've developed depression and anxiety from working. I think my anxiety started with dialysis just because of how quick things can change when the patient is doing dialysis. Like, you're literally taking their blood out, cleaning it, and putting it back in. And there is so many things that can happen while that is being done. from you working with certain kind of chemicals to patient just stroking out or passing out, especially if you're removing too much fluids, or not even saying removing too much fluids. There's so many things that go into it that they may have other things going, underlying things that are going on that can cause them to even have issues while on the machine. But I digress. My anxiety got worse working in dialysis, and then on top of that, if you are working with people that you genuinely don't trust, it makes it even worse. So choose your battles in life. We only have one life. Choose your battles in life. And I decided not to fight an uphill battle, not to fight an uphill battle anymore, and kind of just transition into something where I'm not going to work and shaking like a leaf, or I'm not laying in my bed the night before wondering, oh my God, how is this day going to turn out? I'm going in to work and feeling like, okay, let's get this day done, right? That's what I want. I don't want to be worrying the day before and then worrying the day after and then worrying while I'm at the job. So that is one thing that I'm kind of just happy that that is happening. As I said, coming on here and talking about the job kind of just made me kind of a little bit scared, because I know that there were moments where I actually came on here and I talk about, I'm not sure if I did talk about home health, I can't remember, but I know I spoke about dialysis and how excited I was to get started and everything, and then it just went to shit. But that's okay. Life is life, and life will always be life, and things will always happen, and I'm just going with the motions. Right now, I am in my psych job. I only work 2 days a week, which is Saturday and Sunday. I have the ability to pick up a third day if I would like. At this time, due to childcare, I'm unable to do that. But as I said, we're figuring it out. So although I am working the 2 days and it's weekends, I don't have to deal with the managers and stuff like that. That comes with its trials as well, because other coworkers know that the managers, the people in the office, nobody's there watching them. So people will try to do what they want to do and stuff like that. Kind of sad, but it is what it is. People are going to be people. But yeah, so far I cannot say I dislike the place. They're trying to do a whole revamp, and I was given the DON was very transparent with me with the type of environment and how she's trying to make changes and stuff like that. So she was transparent. I knew what I was going into and what the possibility is going to be of the type of people I will be working with. So I am not going to start complaining about that. To me, wherever you work, it's the same. Some personalities will be the same. It's just that the faces on the people are different. If you've been in the working field, you kind of know, like, there is certain personalities that travel across. Although you see different faces, it's still the same attitude with some people. But yeah, I am on orientation right now, so they do have me floating between the different units. I've been to the crisis stabilization unit, the males unit, the kids unit. I have not been to the females unit as yet, or the detox unit. They do have a geriatric unit, but it's closed at this time due to staffing. So they're still working on getting staff in the facility. So you know how that is. It is going to be a rough couple of weeks, especially with staffing and everything like that. And me being on orientation, there has been at least one situation where I had to be on the floor with another tech by myself without the person orientating me. And that is because the clients were, for the most part, they were good, and we didn't have anyone that was causing any problems on the unit. So I felt safe, and the nurse felt okay leaving me to work alongside the technician on the floor, and that didn't go bad. So I enjoyed that. But I am still looking forward to working on the other units just to have an idea of what they are like. But I really would like to be stationed in the crisis stabilization unit because I have experience working in that kind of unit. So I love to stay with a little bit of familiarity. I can observe that some other units can be a lot more rigid just because of a larger population. On the crisis stabilization unit, they only have 10 beds, which is good. Kind of keep the census low, and the patients are not too overstimulated and you are not overstimulated. So if you are somebody that is easily overstimulated, I would say psych may be a little bit rough because it does get loud. You have persons that will ask you questions over and over and over, and that is something that you have to expect, especially depending on their diagnosis. And then you have people that really need reinforcement, so they will come continuously to you and ask the same questions or try to confirm or double confirm or triple confirm. Again, that is something that is expected when working in psych, especially when it comes down to their medications. Some of them have been taking their medications for so long that they are familiar with what they're supposed to be getting and what they need to be getting and the time and stuff like that. They do. Some people will watch the clock, some don't. It just depends on the person and the people, but you will get someone asking you a lot of questions. And I always say, if I was someone that was constantly overstimulated, I could not do this. I could not.
Ready? Go! That's right. Two more. Good.
It's now in the evening. We went to a birthday party of one of Azalea's classmates, and now we're back home. I went to Hobby Lobby and basically made a gift because Azalea did not want to buy a bag. She wanted to make a bag. So we went to Hobby Lobby and we got some iron transfer stuff with the child's name on it, and we put it on a tote bag. And then we got her, because it was unicorn theme, we got her a unicorn that had babies. So that was so fun. The mom really liked it, so I really love that, and Azalea loved that too. So yeah, that is done, and it's back to cleaning. My living room and kitchen look a hot mess, but we're gonna get it done. Now let's use this segment and kind of jump into the pros and cons of this job. So the pros obviously is that I'm off Monday to Friday, and being off Monday to Friday, I realized that I have to find something to kind of get the day going and kind of doing a lot of projects that I wanted to do, are housework and cleaning. So this is just the start of it. I know eventually once I've gotten my projects done once I've gotten my projects completed and I have nothing really else to work on as it relates to like my YouTube channel and my other little things that I do around here, I am possibly going to look into maybe picking up shifts throughout the week, but trying to pick up like 8-hour shifts instead of like a full shift. So that is one of the pros, is that because I'm only working Saturday and Sunday, I have the week off. The next pro is that I don't really necessarily have to utilize like any PTO or anything like that. I'm going to flex my time off during the times that I am off. That is there. Additionally, the next pro, I'm close to home. I am not driving an hour and something to get to work anymore. It's like a couple minutes drive, well, less than 30 minutes drive, and I'm home. So I'm happy about that. Another thing, they do not have a set uniform. I can wear whatever scrubs I want to wear at this time. I think they're working on something, so maybe that will change. But for now, I'm happy that I don't have to be spending over $100 on scrubs, because I really like nice scrubs. So I really spend money on scrubs. So now that I know that I don't have to go back and buy anything or a specific color, I can just utilize the ones that I already have. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper here. So I'm loving that. The pro, it's day shift, so I am able to get my night rest. I don't think I'm going to be going back to night shift. I've been off night shift for a minute. I don't think I'm going to be looking back to that. yeah, so day shift, I don't have to worry about sleepless nights anymore. And then last pro, I get to spend more time with Azalea. We have been taking walks, going to the park. We are now a library baby. We're getting books. And because she's getting books, I'm now getting books. So it's just something that I'm able to create that bond with her. And then we stop and get like a little tea kind of thing. There's a bubble tea place in our town now. So we can stop and get tea together. She likes that, and then maybe like play at the lakeside or go to a playground in the community and just kind of have a little bit of fun. So I'm happy that I'm spending more time with her, and I'm also getting to know her a little bit more. She's able to open up and vent to me about things that happen at school, especially when she has like little issues with kids at school. She's able to like talk about it. So I'm really, really happy about that. Now let's jump into the cons. You are working with patients that are mentally ill. So, therefore, it can become emotionally draining for you. So, you have to have some level of self awareness, although you won't meet a lot of people with that working in psych. But you have to have some level of self awareness to know when you are becoming burnt, you are becoming tired, you are becoming frustrated. Know when a situation happened on the floor that if you need a break, go ahead and take that 15-minute break. Go ahead and take that walk off the unit just to take a breath. And they do allow you to take, I think it's 2 15 minutes in the morning and then a 30-minute lunch break. So I like that they're giving you that break, because they know that this is a mental health facility, and they know that it can become draining at some point. So to allow you to take a 15-minute break, that is good. Now, once they start working on stuff, I think the 15-minute break will be easier to take. I'm able to take it because I'm on orientation, but sometimes I can see where the work can become overwhelming and the staff is not able to take it. But they really do push for you to take your lunch break and take it off the unit. Another thing, paperwork. So there's a lot of legalities when it comes on to patients that are admitted in a psychiatric hospital, whether they have healthcare proxies or they have point persons that are basically there for them, and also how they are admitted, whether voluntary or involuntary. It is a lot of things that you have to keep up with when it comes on to the patients, because they do have their rights. Another thing is you can find it hard to deal with difficult patients. That is going to come because there is patients that are not all the way present. They are not in our reality, and it can be difficult communicating or redirecting those patients. So again, this is another thing that can lead to burnout and lead to certain frustration. So I think that as a psychiatric nurse or any person that's dealing with people in psychiatry, you have to have some level of self-awareness, not to react strongly at these patients, because at the end of the day, if they're in the hospital, they're at some level of crisis and they're here for help. They are not here to be belittled or make them feel lower than they possibly already feel right now. So that's another thing. You can have difficult outcomes. Basically, you can have people that attack you. That is a big con. I don't know how I didn't start off with that one, but because I'm such an emotional person, I talk about emotional draining. But when it comes down to the physical part, persons can attack you when they're very angry, or they're in a state of mania, or they're in a state of psychosis, or they are having visual and auditory hallucinations, delusions. Sometimes we have to remember these things, because we will think a lot of people are okay because they talk to you like they're okay. That doesn't mean they're okay. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that not everyone is present when you are present, or you may be present in a situation, but not everyone is right there with you. So that's just something to remember when working in a psychiatric unit. Okay. Another con is that you may not always get the answers you're looking for. and you won't always get the requests that you want. So de-escalation is the biggest thing now, when it comes on to when a patient is acting up and stuff like that. They're trying to wean away from like giving injections and stuff like that, but you may see and observe that a patient needs that right now, and maybe at this time you may not get that from the doctor. You may get an oral tablet that the patient may refuse to take, and sometimes you have to work through that emotions of understanding that you may not get what you want. You may want the patient to receive this, but at this time the doctor is saying no, and that is just how it's going to be. That can be very difficult because yes, you are the one in the environment with the patient at this time and this is happening, but all you can do is make sure that the patient remains safe. If it's something that you can escalate, you escalate it to your supervisor and be like, hey, this is not working out, and then maybe they will be able to talk to the doctor and let them know, hey, this is the state. Yes, these things happen. Nurses call doctors. Doctors don't do what you are asking of them to do, and sometimes you are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and sometimes we have to learn to talk up. Hey, call your supervisor, be like, this is the situation, I call the doctor, this is what he said, could you please call him and talk to him, please, because this is very serious, especially if the patient needs something to make them safe for themselves or make them safe for the other patients that are on the unit, because you have other patients on the unit, and when things are happening and they can harm the patient, another patient that is also there to get help, that is a problem. You get what I'm saying? So it's just that you may not always get the answers that you're looking for, and especially for if the patient has a healthcare proxy and somebody is refusing to sign for that patient to receive their medications, and you know that this will benefit them, or they've been on their medications for a while and that person decided, no, I read up something and it said no, they have the right. So you may not get the answers that you are looking for, and you have to learn how to emotionally detach yourself from certain situations, because you can't carry that burden with you. That will lead to a lot of mental problems for yourself and a lot of emotional frustration or emotional burnout for you. You don't need to carry that burden with you. So I always tell myself, like, when something is happening, I take a deep breath and I try to think about the present, and I try to think about, okay, how best can we work this situation out? So do not beat up yourself about any job at all. Although I'm talking about psych right now, not beat up yourself about no job. If you drop down today, the facility is still a run, right? Everything's still a move. Even though I've had a few situations where not just patients being rude, but staff being rude to me, I let it roll off my back, because you know what? This is my place of work. This is not my place of rest. This place is not my peace. This is a place where I show up. I do my due diligence. I be kind. I make sure that my patients are safe. I make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for my duties that I was hired for, and I move right along. You are not a superhero. You are not a block. You are not cement. You're not steel. Yes, you're there to uphold the facility and their mission and everything. But at the end of the day, the person at the head have to do what they need to do to make sure that everything is in order as it flows down the chain through the managers, through the supervisors, and through the nurses and technicians and the doctors that work on the floor. And that will reflect in how the patient sees us. So don't try to be a superhero and try to be like, oh yes, me go do this, me go do that, me go do that. Because guess what? That is how you lead yourself into burnout. Do the job with the people them hire you for. Do the job with the people them hire you for. Now say if you don't want to If you want certain positions, go the right route, but don't go through the route of burnout. Don't go through the route of overextending yourself to the point where you are not able to even complete the duties that you were hired for. So that is just my little spizzazz about my job. It is okay so far. No complaints. We're going to keep working on ourselves and being better for, well, I'm working on myself and being better for my family and my friends and my daughter, and just being there for, everyone that I choose to have around me. But for the most part, work is going to always be work, and I'm going to do my part, and I can only hope that people show up and do their part. But other than that, I'm not worrying about those that show up to do their part, as long as we do my part safely and securely and come home to my family in one piece. But yeah, that is going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you love the content on my page, please head over and hit that subscribe button. I hope to work on more, what should I say? I hope to work on more projects or YouTube videos in the future where I'm vlogging a little bit more, going out a little bit more. And I think that will come as I kind of make a plan for my Monday to Fridays. So yes, I'm very excited. I have a few new subscribers and I'm so excited that you are here and watching my journey. I am not a consistent YouTuber because I still do work full time. I am a parent, a wife, I am a sister, and I am someone's daughter. And sadly, I this is not like, this is a hobby to me, and I do love it, but I'm not consistent. So to all my new subscribers, I am not consistent, okay? But you will get a video here and there, and you'll get vlogs here and there. For the most part, I'm consistent now because I'm finding the time to edit videos and put them out there. And I hope you enjoy it and I hope you love it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, blessed, and awesome day. Bye.